Hello, everybody. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. I'm up at the farm in Massachusetts. If you look behind me, you can see my barn. So I know, like all of you, we're working in a very different way and having a very different kind of life and doing things that we maybe haven't done this way in quite a while. So for all of us, it's quite different than it used to be. If you think back just less than 3 weeks ago, it was business as usual. We were all on campus together. We were at different locations, wherever Molloy happens to operate. We were doing our work. We were seeing each other. We were having conversations. We were having coffee. We were interacting with the students. It was a very different time. Like all of you, I've been sequestered. We came up to Massachusetts about a week and a half ago, so we had a little more place to be able to unwind. But I've been on the phone. I've been Zooming. I'm doing things technologically I didn't really ever think I'd be able to do. So it's I'm sure, like many of you, it's been quite a learning curve. So I want to begin by thanking you for the amazing amount of work it took to pivot from our normal way of operating to the various ways in which we are doing things today. Through this crisis, we've had two goals that we've been attempting to achieve. First, to make sure that every member of the Molloy community is safe, and making sure that we protect the health of the members of our Molloy community, and also that we worry about the health of our surrounding communities where we live and where our children live. Our second goal is to help our students attain all the educational objectives for each course, and for those that were hoping to graduate this May, that they stay on course to be able to achieve that goal. And I appreciate all of you and what you've been doing to help us get to that point. And there's been a lot of work to do that. I specifically want to thank the Corona virus task force that I put together, that Janine Buscari is chairing, who's had to process so many rules and regulations and surveys and communications from the state and the federal government, and then to be able to respond by designing different kinds of policies and operations, and as well as all the members of my leadership team and so many other people at the college who have helped to rework a lot of policies that impact how we operate as employees and how our students can get things accomplished. I wanted to just share with you a little bit about what this has meant to the college, the impact that this is having on the college. So as you can imagine, it has had a financial impact on the college in two ways. So one is there's been some additional costs associated with some of the things we've been doing. That's everything from cleanings we've had to do to a whole range of different kinds of activities. And then in addition, there has been some revenue changes for the college, mainly in the way of refunding dollars to students for those kinds of programming and activities that we haven't been able to do, which includes refunding room and board for the students who we had to move out of the residence hall, activity fee, some course fees. So all of those things do have an impact on the college. We are looking at an impact of a few $1 million negatively to the college. However, at the same time, we've been working to try to identify different kinds of government money that might be available to the college that's going to make up some of that loss of revenue for the institution and some of those additional expenses. So that's been a major focus of activity for us now. The other main issue that I want to just bring to your attention is that many of our students are in different kinds of situations. So they are seeing some loss of income, whereas so many businesses are shut down. Some of them aren't able to work. Some of their parents aren't able to work. We're very aware of that. So we're putting into place all kinds of policies to help with that. We are asking the students to contact us if they're in some kind of economic difficulty, so that we can work with them. We're going to let students who have some some account balance with us for unpaid tuition to go ahead and register for summer and fall, and we will work to identify other sources of revenue. We do think we'll have some dollars coming from the federal government that we'll be able to pass on to the students as well. We're also looking to relax other kinds of policies that are going to be important to help the students, such as waiving the GPA requirement for academic scholarships so that they can go ahead and have that academic scholarship in the fall. They're under a lot of stress in operating in this new kind of mode of instruction. And I know everyone is trying to make that as reasonable as possible, but they are under a lot of stress, so we're trying to help alleviate some of that by some different kinds of policies and so forth. I think we're going to be fine. We're in good shape. It's hard to predict what next fall is going to be like, but we will be doing everything we can. It's very odd. We're not having a physical open house. It's going to be a virtual open house, just like many things are. I will tell you that we've canceled many events, but we're also postponing some. We're working to identify another date for President's Award Ceremony. The idea we're looking at is to do that on the same day as the President's Barbecue, which is the beginning of June. We're also looking at doing commencement towards the end of June. So we're going to work to have some of those activities still in place. I know that many of you, because I know how you are as Molloy employees, you've been doing things to benefit your local communities. And I'd like to hear those stories. I want to be able to share the stories of what Molloy has been doing for the community, and I've asked students to do the same thing. So if you could send me your stories of what you've been doing and volunteering in the community to president-office@molloy.edu. And I'll send that out in an email reminding you to send me those stories. I think those stories are really important for us to be able to talk about the way in which Molloy continues to be this strong, vibrant community. It's important to be able to maintain ourselves as a community, so we put in place a few other kinds of things that I ask you to think about. So every day, 5 days a week at 10:40 is Coffee Talk. We started that yesterday. I read some of my poetry entitled Lessons from the Farm. So we're going to get together. We had about 60 people on yesterday, so I encourage you to take your coffee break with us at Coffee Talk. And then in addition to that, I want to just mention one other thing we're doing. Advancement Office is putting in place a new campaign called Molloy Strong, which is raising dollars to help our students. And we're going out and talking to our alumni that way. But if you in any way think you can help, we'd certainly like for you to be part of that as well and contribute to Molloy Strong, and you'll be getting some different information. It is a time of anxiety and stress, and I want you to know that we're here for you. If you need to talk to people, clearly you can reach out to our services through EAP, but you can also talk to campus ministry, or, I encourage you just to talk to each other. We are a strong community. We will get through this. We will make sure that our students can graduate on time, and we will make sure that we are as relevant and important as we've always been, if not more so, because our communities need us. They need Molloy College now, and they will need us in the future. So thank you for everything you do. I appreciate the contributions of each and every one of you. You make Molloy special, and together we will have an impact on our communities, and we will make it through this, and we will be strong and better for it. Thank you. I couldn't ask to work with any better group of people.